The world of ARMY wakes up restless today. The sky is barely bright when timelines flash with one burning question: did Taehyung go on a date? Two blurry photos, grainy, half-shadowed, suddenly flood every corner of the internet. A quiet underground parking lot, the back entrance of a luxury restaurant in Seoul, and two familiar silhouettes. Within minutes, the names Taehyung and Jungkook rise to the top of global trends, as if destiny itself pressed the retweet button. From TikTok to Twitter, from Weverse to Instagram, the comment section explodes. Some fans gasp with excitement, whispering they're finally together again. Others hesitate, torn between hope and worry. Is this a long-awaited reunion, or a reminder of the distance they've shown in recent months? But the mystery deepens. Taehyung logs out of Weverse, and just 3 minutes later, Jungkook logs in. Too close to be coincidence. And as if the universe is adding fuel to the fire, a staff member, known for working with Taehyung, posts an Instagram story from what looks like the same restaurant, only to delete it 10 minutes later. Coincidence? Maybe. But ARMY doesn't believe in coincidences. Not when it comes to these two. 4 months, Taehyung and Jungkook have been quiet, too quiet. Gone are the live streams where their laughter filled the screens. No more lingering looks on award show stages. Even their footsteps seemed to walk separate paths. Some international fan accounts cried heartbreak. They used to be inseparable. Now it's like there's a wall between them, one wrote, gathering thousands of likes. But others, perhaps a little wiser, simply smiled and replied, "Not all love needs an audience." After all, Taehyung once wrote on Weverse, "Sometimes silence is also a form of love." And Jungkook once said during a live stream, "Just because something can't be explained doesn't mean it doesn't exist." Words like those, they don't just disappear into the internet. They stay. They linger. They comfort. And so, the fandom watches the night unfold like a movie. The sky over Seoul bleeds from gold to deep purple. The streets are damp from a light rain, glistening like polished glass beneath streetlights. Down a quiet alley in Hanam-dong, a lone figure walks with steady grace. Black leather jacket. Mask. Cap pulled low. But ARMY knows that walk. The rhythm of those steps. The way his shoulders sway slightly. Yes, it's Kim Taehyung. Minutes later, another figure appears from the opposite direction. Grey hoodie. Headphones in. Hands tucked into his pockets. He walks with a soft bounce, slightly leaning forward as if moving to music only he can hear. Jeon Jungkook. They don't look at each other. They don't rush. But they walk toward the same hidden entrance, the one meant to keep cameras out and truth in. Inside, the restaurant is dim and peaceful. Soft jazz hums in the background. Warm candlelight flickers against wooden tables. No reporters. No flashes. Only quiet and breath. Taehyung sits by the window, absently fidgeting with a ring on his right hand. A ring that suspiciously resembles Jungkook's. His eyes reflect the city lights outside, but his mind seems far away, almost waiting. Then, the door opens. Jungkook stands there. Taehyung turns. No words. Just a smile. Small. Real. Maybe they sat down. Maybe they laughed. Maybe they said nothing at all. Because sometimes, silence is the loudest proof. Outside, armies are already writing history in comment sections. Some scream in all caps. Some pray. Some joke that if love is real, it must look a little like V and JK walking through separate doors toward the same table. Others simply whisper, as long as they're under the same sky, love hasn't ended. Tonight, the world may not know the truth. Maybe they met. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was coincidence. Maybe it was destiny. But one thing is certain, not even distance, schedule, or silence could erase the bond between them. They trained together. They debuted together. They stood on stages where the whole world chanted their names. Love like that, whatever shape it takes, does not fade easily. So whether tonight was a reunion or merely a quiet parallel, ARMY understands. Real connection doesn't always demand to be seen. Sometimes, the most beautiful moments are the ones hidden from cameras, kept for only two souls to remember. And somewhere beneath the Seoul night sky, while the world keeps guessing, two figures walk their own path, separately, maybe, but never truly apart.